is Thursday, everyone. I'm Andrew Doud. Time for our Happening in the Hamptons podcast, our weekly breakdown of the Hamptons market, new listings, and events on the East End. We are sponsored today by New York Title Abstract, the Hamptons' leading title insurance firm. Visit newyorktitle.com. Joining us, as always, Steve Glick, Dave Rotiner, and today, return guest, my better half, Miss Sarah Doud. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Of course, great to have you back on the show. We have a lot to get to, including we're going to touch on a podcast you have just
We might as well
launched.
talk about, the podcast that we always love doing.
Isn't it the best podcast?
It is the
Don't
best
you love
podcast.
podcasting?
It has inspired her to
Especially
start
when it
her
makes
own.
you
But
money.
yeah, let's start there. So you have a great listing. The last time you were on, we were talking about 55 Wickatuck, which is owned by an interior designer, right? Specializes in this.
Yes.
He renovated the house. It was phenomenal. That's in contract, closing hopefully very
week.
soon. Okay, great. So we've done a lot as far as video, and the owner was on the podcast last time. So between then and now, the house has gone into contract. It's going to close. So how did that all come together? And I guess what role did social media and the video and the podcast and everything play in all this?
I kind of love celebrating the power of the podcast and the power of video because it's definitely a cornerstone of my business and success stories with selling houses in the Hamptons. You know, you're not just putting your sign in the front yard and saying, someone call me, let's sell this house. There's such a big effort behind the scenes when it comes to technology and your reach, your digital reach. And so we had Brian Mims, who is Studio BKM, on the podcast last visit because I just thought it was kind of cool to open up the door and let him speak about the home and his design. And that's just one of the elements aside from the many videos that we did interviewing him and going through the house and talking about the rental success. I think it was one of the highest traffic videos that Saunders had on social media. So just the power of video is so essential with selling houses. And so since that podcast, a Wall Street Journal affiliate known as Mansion Global picked up the story as well, interviewed Brian. All these things are important that they
Mansion
come together.
Global is a big deal, man.
It's a big deal, and it was a wonderful feature. And, beautiful little house that, isn't the highest, most expensive house in the Hamptons. Certainly not the biggest, but it's such a powerful, well done house. And it's just a great success story. So I like celebrating that. And so here we are, going into the holidays and hopefully more selling houses. This is the goal.
That's
more
it.
talking, more selling.
Yeah, that's it. Let's talk a little bit about, you talk about reach and how one thing kind of leads to another. Tell us about this. So obviously this is the Saunders podcast, but you as an agent have collaborated with a mortgage lender to start your own podcast. Tell us a little bit about that.
So I was approached by a mortgage leader in the industry who loves what we do here and just frankly wanted more of it. And so once a month, we're going around and interviewing and kind of getting on scene with folks in the community to showcase obviously real estate and the mortgage market, but also highlight the community. And so we've recently been over to the Bridgehampton Museum. They have an event this weekend, so we'll talk about that later. That led to joining the advisory panel and being more involved over there. So doing these things with digital just puts you in the forefront, in the community, opens doors. We just also sat down with the Southampton Village mayor on his birthday, which was awesome. And he was able to share with us that they might do a flyover. They're working on doing a flyover for the 4th of July parade this summer. So
that's for 250 years.
Wow. Fun,
How
really
cool would that
exciting, community things that are worth just getting involved in and, sitting and listening to the community on a monthly basis and just trying to.
It's like you touched on
that.
real estate a little bit, but you're really, it's a better way of just networking yourself, what you do. It's like, you're not trying to hard sell somebody a house necessarily, but just being active and out there and getting your name and your brand out there.
And I think networking
important.
is a great word because it's like you have to be in all the networking groups and go to all the networking parties, but podcasts and community involvement, I think, is another way to do that and frankly to sell real estate.
But if somebody does see your sign up front and calls
Definitely
you,
call.
that works too.
Definitely call.
So let's talk a little real estate. What listings do you have now since Wickatuck's going in the contract? Is there anything that somebody could, buy today,
Yep.
be in for Christmas.
A
How does
great
that
house
work?
for the holidays would be 22 Fern Road in Southampton. It's on at 1925. Private beach in the neighborhood.
Nice, looks nice.
The property is good in size, about a half acre. It has a brand new heated pool. The basement is renovated. It's 3-bedroom, 3-bath, and also an amazing rental history on that one. It got 80,000 before the pool and before the basement. So now, frankly, you could net that number in just season. So now that you have those two things added to it with the amenities, it really checks a lot of boxes.
Pools are king.
It looks
it's-
cleared pretty. It looks like it's fully cleared almost. Is it?
Yeah, it is. And there's room to do more. So there's room for a garage. There's room to make it a little bit bigger, but it's a great entry-level starter Southampton house. And then having the beach, obviously, it's just the kind of neighborhood that really goes up in value. So that one's terrific. And a real seller. Right now in December, you'll see a lot of houses coming off market. And those are people that are either really married to their listing price and they're going to come back in the spring when there's a little bit more competition with more buyers out there. But if you see houses on now in the dead of winter in December,
And they're pushing it.
it means they want to sell. So
Yeah.
from a buyer side,
Smart. Yeah.
like I just have contracts out today on the buyer side for something else. But from a buyer's perspective, you want to keep driving. Like I know it's the holidays and you might want to just kind of kick your feet up, but this is a great time of year to keep momentum and really get a good Hamptons deal.
Yeah.
It might not be, some crazy price, crazy
No,
deal, but you're going
I
to save a
agree.
little money by
People are
staying
coming out
focused.
here. They're coming out to the Hamptons for the holidays and for the season, and they're spending time. So it's like, why not just look at real estate while they're out here? So
yeah.
And if
I
it's
think
listed, it's a real seller.
absolutely. I think if the house is not being utilized, so some people take the houses off the market because we're going to be using it for the holiday season, so we don't want to be inconvenienced. But if the house is empty, or the homeowners are not going to be there, living there, traveling, whatever, keep it on the market. Do open houses and just
good
bring people
advice.
in. We've been seeing a lot of activity recently, a lot. And it's been great to see this as we're in mid-December. So I would say to Sarah, absolutely right. Keep the house on the market.
Let's keep that going. What have we seen as far as activity in the numbers?
21 listings went into contract this past week. So that's pretty high for this time. Last year was 18, so it's an increase of 17%. 2 years ago was 20, so increase there of just 5%. So pretty on par with these past 2 years, and I'm happy to see that it's over 20 as we're into the first week of December. 21. The breakdown of those 21 transactions: 1 between 15 and 20 million, 3 between 5 and 10 million, 2 between 3 and 5 million, 6 between 2 and 3 million, and 9 between $1 and $2 million. So this fits 22 Fern. It just fits right into that $1 and $2 million range. $75 million in dollar volume. Last year was 95, so a little decrease there of 21%. 2 years ago, the dollar volume was 88 million, so a decrease of 15%. There were 30 new listings that came onto the market. So that's a lot. A lot of new inventory coming on, and that increases the inventory by 9 listings. The breakdown of those 30 new listings: 2 between 15 and 20 million, 1 between 10 and 15, 5 between 5 and 10, 5 between 3 and 5, 8 between 2 and 3, 7 between 1 and 2, and there's 2 properties under $1 million. Inventory is at 1,735 total listings, 1,328 active, and 407 in contract. So there's still low inventory in the market, but great opportunities in all price points.
How is that low inventory hitting your world? It just seems like it's low,
Yeah, I think a lot of people are okay with it being low, and they're frankly just waiting for the spring, and they're telling themselves, okay, it's not here today, I'm not falling in love, but I'll be back in the spring, and rates will probably be a little bit better then, so the timing will just work out. But the Hamptons always is just pretty competitive. So
Yeah,
if
it's
a
always competitive.
well-priced house with the amenities comes on and a good location, it's gone, So,
Yep.
so low inventory to me from all perspectives, I guess, just says be prepared. If you're selling it, make sure you have the right price attached to it so that you can attract that audience that's really serious. And if you're on the buyer side, just be ready to go and move, because the Hamptons market moves very quickly. So once you have your offer, your acceptance, contracts are out, sometimes people are surprised by the pace, and you need to move and keep the momentum, because there's definitely someone behind you who wants that house if it's a good one.
Right.
If it's selling, it means it's a good one.
Didn't
So-
you take somebody out on New Year's Day one year?
Yes, in a snowstorm.
Yeah.
In a snowstorm. And we had to keep moving because...
What kind of car do you have?
An SUV. And you needed it. And this was up towards like the Baiting Hollow area where it's a little more hilly up there.
Wow.
But by Monday, by the time the snow had cleared, we already had the inspection done and the contracts were out. So then anybody waking up and coming out to, I think I'm interested in this one now, it was, pretty much gone, which was great.
It's awesome.
But I just want to hit on one more thing too. As we go into January, we usually see some price reductions that come on for people who are like, let me just get through the holidays. But from a buyer's perspective, you are looking at a house right now, today, in the next week online. The chance of them, obviously, if they're going to do a price reduction in January, giving them an offer now of the number that works for you could interest that seller. So, waiting for the price reduction and watching it and saying, I'll make a move when they come down, you're kind of just setting yourself up to have more competition. So if there's the house that you're in love with, you should be contacting your agent and you should be making a move because you might be able to work it out ahead of that.
Put an offer in.
Put an offer
Right.
in. Get it started.
Yeah, right.
Start the conversation, I like to say.
Start the conversation.
Like that.
Dave, what's happening this weekend?
Lots of cool things. Well, let's talk about I wanted to talk about what you were mentioning prior to the podcast. So go
The
ahead.
Gifts and Carols, Bridgehampton Museum. So this is my first time ever attending this event, but it's going to be 4 to 6 at the Bridgehampton Museum, which is on the opposite end of town. There's 2 museums. They've got the Corwith House across from the Candy Kitchen, and then on the opposite end, they have the Rogers House, and that's where the event will end up. You bring a gift for any kids that might need them over at the Bridgehampton Child Care Center, and then I did sponsor the tree lighting. So I just felt like that corner was a little... not so festive. It was looking a little dark, and I thought it would be really nice to brighten it up and make it really inviting. And it's a great museum. If anybody hasn't been in there, it's definitely worth a visit.
The Rogers House, that was, that's what that's called, right? So that was, I don't want to say in disrepair, but they renovated that.
Yeah,
at
it was a
one
big
point.
project
Yeah.
a number of years ago. And now, of course, they're moving on to expanding to their next phase of projects, which is continued renovations, and then also at the Corwith House doing more over there. With older properties like that, I think it's just an endless renovation game. But
It's nice to
they're
keep it
always looking
going,
for
though, yeah.
donations, always looking to make it better.
That's
but
great.
It's very special from a real estate perspective. To see a house that old and that special in Bridgehampton is really fun.
Yep.
Still alive and
Still
not
alive.
knocked down for something new and modern. Exactly.
I love that. I love that.
Other events.
Yeah. So other events. So this weekend is finally here. The Polar Bear Plunge
Are you
at
doing
Cooper's
this?
Beach. No.
Is that Cooper's Beach?
It
You've
is
done
like,
it before, Dave?
I've done it before,
All
yeah.
right.
But it's
Yeah.
very
I've done it
cold this
I've done it
month.
a few times.
Really?
I've done it a few times, yeah. I don't know why I'm just not up for these kinds of things anymore. It must be like an old age thing.
You're like,
When
why
I
would
was
I do
younger,
that?
I was like, this is a great idea. This is going to be so great.
Yeah, right.
But things change, I guess, as you age. But anyway, that's December 13th, starts at 9 a.m. And I mean, if you can go, you have to go, just to watch. I mean, they have trumpets. They have like a little mini cannon that they fire off. There's people dressed in ridiculous outfits.
Everybody's really gung ho, and then
Yeah.
they hit the water, and they're like, okay.
It's a super.
Hamptons.com will probably definitely be there for photos.
Exactly. It's a super high energy, community event. And so you're going to want to go and check this out. This is a really fun thing. But, other than that, this actually looks really nice to me. The 1770 house in East Hampton is having a Italian holiday wine dinner December 11th from 6 p.m. And you and I have had this conversation. I think my favorite is Italian food. Like if I were to have the same food every single day, I think it would be Italian food. I think that's what it would be. We've tossed up maybe it could be Mexican food, but
Yeah,
I've landed on Italian food. Italian food is incredible. So,
And Steve, what's your vote, Steve?
I was going Mexican. I was like,
Yeah, he likes
a lot of Mexican.
Andrew
food.
would take just some rice, chicken, and broccoli.
I have my standard order
Yes.
for the day to day, but I do love Italian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's
So
just
good.
incredible. So this looks really special. It's, I'm looking at this menu here. It's 5 courses, a 5-course restaurant experience. They're going to have Frank Sinatra playing in the background.
Can't go wrong there.
And there's the fireplace going there, and it's going to be curated by Chef Razi. So, I mean, how do you beat this? I would love to do this. It's probably a little pricey, but everything's pricey these days, right?
That's it. Good time costs a little something.
Might as well go for it. Go splurge on that. If you have kids, breakfast with Santa at the Hampton Maid is happening December 14th in Hampton Bays. I've never had breakfast there.
You need to go. We were just in there
it's
the
like
other
a
day.
legendary spot.
But it's
never been there.
renovated, and so although it's legendary, the new version is really cool. And just feels great. I highly recommend it.
Yeah, so it's on the 14th. I mean, it's $55 per person, $25 for a kid. So it must be a really good breakfast.
It is.
And is it like a buffet?
That I don't know for this event, but
this
typically
is a
it's
prefix
beautiful,
menu.
plated.
Okay. This is a prefix.
All the garnishes.
Yeah, so you could go. You probably don't
Mimosas.
even have to have the prefix. You could probably just go and have regular breakfast. But I guess I got to go and check this out. I think I've been saying that for like 10 years, but. Maybe I'll go
It's
to
not far from you.
I
mean,
know.
it's an easy drive.
I don't know why.
A lot of people from
I never think
Southampton.
to go. It's on.
Yeah.
We should go and see Santa.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't even have to cross the canal.
I know.
It's still on the east side.
I know. I don't even have to get my passport.
And then everyone should come to the Nutcracker once they're headed that way on Sunday, because Saturday, Sunday, the Nutcracker in West Hampton. By
Yes.
Baconic
That's
Ballet
right.
Is
Yeah.
always a highlight.
Is your daughter doing that?
Yeah.
Is your daughter doing that?
Both
Yeah,
of them.
we're in there.
Yeah.
So
We'll
it's-
be
it's
there
gonna be
Saturday and
both of those.
Sunday.
Saturday, Sunday, 4 shows.
That's my weekend is
Wow.
occupied by all things festive. Quick note: the water temperature at Cooper's Beach, according to Surfline, is 50 degrees.
Yeah.
You can do it. It's like
It's
a
not
cold
terrible.
plunge.
It's
It's a
pretty
cold
good.
plunge at Gurney's.
50?
The other day I was in a house with
Warmer
cold-
than the air.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
only
It's like a hot tub.
I can only imagine the absolute regret that must happen when people spend like $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 on a cold plunge in their house. It's like
And then they get
they
it.
probably use it like one
It's a
time.
terrible idea.
And then they're like, "What was I thinking?" And, like,
right.
It's like all you have to do is like fill a bathtub with the cold water, and that's got to be 50 degrees.
Throw some ice in there.
It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But anyway, and then so finally there is the Christmas tree lighting celebration at the Amagansett Life Saving and Coast Guard Station. This is the 3rd annual Christmas tree lighting, Saturday, December 13th, from 4 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. There will be like a little party, and then the tree lighting happens directly at 5:30.
And which station is that?
This is the one in Amagansett. I think it's
Amagansett.
right off of by Atlantic Beach there. I think it's by Atlantic Beach. Yeah, Atlantic Avenue. So this is a good time with the Kiwanis Club. There's a toy drive and music and hot chocolate and blah, 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 blah.
All the
Christmas.
holiday goods.
So there you go.
It's a busy time of year.
That's
There's no
your
shortage of events in the off season in the
No.
Hamptons.
At least now.
It really.
Yeah, it's hard to have
you can
seasonal
keep
depression
going.
in the Hamptons this time of year. You know?
It's a great season. And to that point, as we talk about the season of giving, just a quick note here: the Hampton Bays Fire Department, which I'm a member of, is doing their annual Stuff a Truck toy drive for the Ronald McDonald House of Long Island, which helps children undergoing medical treatments and their families. So if you have a toy unwrapped, please drop it off 24/7 at the Hampton Bays Fire Department on Montauk Highway right there in town. Dispatch room's always open. You can just kind of pop in, drop off a toy, and that will be going on until December 18th.
You know, I think that those are my number one charities. These charities that support kids that are sick, and then
They do a lot for
medical
them, yeah.
payment.
I mean, it's like it's
I mean,
crazy, and you just want every kid to have like a
it's
nice
just like,
little
how do you
holiday.
not-
And
you know, it's like, how do you not help that?
so
Anyway,
that's what
what's
you got going on. Nice.
That's it.
Anything else before we let you go?
Maybe just one more plug for the Hamptons on Air, other podcasts. If you feel like getting more real estate and more community in between, my next visit here.
Put a follow right now.
Super excited.
And that's what that's on Spotify, Apple.
The Buzz,
everything,
yeah,
right?
all the platforms where
Yeah.
we are here. Same
Yeah.
thing.
That's a great-
and it will be on. I'll share some stuff on Instagram as well, which is just Sarah Doud Real Estate. So
Hamptons on Air is a good name,
Hamptons
especially
on Air.
given your TV background. Very creative.
thank you.
Yeah.
I don't understand. What does it mean?
Hampton, like
Like
on air.
on
Okay,
air.
I'm just kidding. I was like, oh my gosh, is that not self-explanatory?
Dave, you're killing me. Dave. Thanks, guys.
Anyway, all right, Sarah. Thank you for joining us. Everybody have a great week. Have a great weekend. I'm Andrew Doud, and that is what's happening in the Hamptons.